Well, hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. I'm Corny Swiss, and today I'm driving around the Panther ausf in the Attention Simulator event. Now, if I sound a little different, it's because I'm doing this in the morning, and and if this upload actually gets out late, well, I apologize, but we had a little bit of a late night last night. It was all good fun. So I'm sorry if this is not normal service, but, every once in a while it's going to happen. But like I said, this is the new simulator event, and I'm driving the Panther on the Poland map. What I've decided to do, because I saw a lot of the team driving to the southern part of the city, like around the side and stuff. I made the decision, much like I did in my Sherman in yesterday's video, to come out over here. The reason is that I find the Russian team tends to flank across this field a lot. First shot goes into the T-34-85, really causes some issues. Second shot, there you go. But the Panther's gun, at least this gun, seems to be much better now. I don't know. But we're going to see a lot of T-34-85s. My goal here is to basically prevent them from sweeping around into our cap circle. Partly because of my time in the Sherman, I came over into this area and I was able to very sneakily attack people, and I was basically able to get all the way to their cap circle if I wanted to, even though they were winning. So I'm trying to be nondescript, hide behind a little shrub, and angle against potential attack. But I always need to be aware of the surroundings because, like, this is simulator mode and there's no mini-map assistance now. So there's going to be 3 T-34-85s. First one gets punched out. Nice. I'm just loading up to hit the second one. Ooh, hit the driver's hatch. Not the best. Adjust the sights a little bit. I take a hit from him, and that disabled my turret and my gun. And also lit me on fire, which is wonderful. And there's actually going to... I'm checking the damage on my tank, and now there's actually going to be another tank. And I'm trying to, call already on them. There's another fire. These guys kind of have me pinned. There's, I think it's a platoon, maybe, of a few of these guys, and they're running around together and giving each other support, and it's a very potent combination, I'll tell you that. And I'm glad this mode has, I was poking around on Reddit, reading comments on yesterday's video, and responding to some, and I'll respond to all of them when I get a little more time. But it's good that it seems like this mode has gotten generally tons and tons of support and lots of good feelings, which is nice. I think it'll be really, really good if this comes into the game in a more permanent fashion. And hopefully it does. But taking out the second spawn in my Panther, now it's basically I need to go to the northern flank. If I don't go, those guys are just going to sweep around or just sweep into the city. They can do all kinds of good stuff for them. So since I don't know where my teammates are, I don't know how many people are there to maybe prevent that, and I feel like not many. So I need to go over there and sort of post up. Because there's so many of them, the tactic I want to use is I want to try and hide in a tree line or something like that with good visibility for me, and basically try and ambush them and hit them while they're not, looking at me. Which is fairly easy to do in this mode, especially on bigger maps like Poland. You have this big old field with all these tree lines and, undergrowth and all kinds of good stuff. So it's not inconceivable to set up really good ambush points. But, the biggest thing about this mode is you have to spot him. And something I discussed in the comment section of yesterday's video that I thought more about and I would honestly really think would be a good addition. In World of Tanks, you can, pull up the map onto like the full screen and you can click, squares. That might not be a bad thing. Now, I feel like it fits the idea that it's realistic and historical because, radio crews can have maps, and they can say, squares, and relay that to, the surrounding tanks. So it would be logical for, for individual squares to be, what would be given priority because, an allied tank has spotted something there. And they can, ping the map and say, there's guys in this square type thing. I feel like that'd be useful. I don't want it to be. The reason I want it is that I feel like if you make communication easy amongst teammates, people are gonna do it. If you gotta make it easy, though, you gotta make it really easy. This T-34-85, he gets a pretty good shot. He gets, I think, pretty lucky because he has neither of his drives right now. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I'll just pull up alongside him and toast him. And to some degree I do. But he manages to light me on fire in the process, which is, not the best considering I'm in the middle of a wide open field. And I know that there's not only one T-34-85 over here. But he gets, that T-34-85 or whichever 34 variant it was, got some serious good news right through there. And this is what I've kind of noticed playing around in this event. I feel like the Germans should dominate, but honestly, it doesn't feel that like unbalanced. And granted, this is my limited experience. I'd have to play this game mode a ton, and I didn't really get to play much yesterday to really put my finger on how this, the balance and stuff like that. The Germans get, in my opinion, better machines, which is cool. But because so much of what makes German machines good is sort of relied on spotting and being able to find targets and things like that, the Russian teams may not be at a disadvantage if they're able to perform those tasks better than the German players. And also, to some degree, it's not inconceivable for Russian tanks to just simply sneak by and get around on the flanks and then come back, and there's the side of Panthers to shoot at. And I've seen what was really nice about this event is I've seen lots of teamwork, lots of people saying, I'm in this square, there's enemies, can anyone help, or whatever. And I've actually seen instances where planes flying above, like IL-2s, Ju-87s, things like that, will sort of be on station, just sort of flying around looking for targets. And then a tank will type, I'm in, enemy tank in D7. And then the plane, acknowledges and then just goes right to D7, looks around a little bit, finds the enemy tank, and, does a run on him and potentially knocks him out. I think that's how the mixed battle idea wanted to be implemented. You have planes fighting above. They need the ground forces to really let them know where enemies are, or else their job becomes a lot harder. For example, a tank hiding in a tree line, which I'm not doing a great job of right now, is very difficult to spot from the air as far as I can tell. The only time I've been really messed with by planes was when I was out in the open and I was an inviting target. Whereas I've never been messed with or bothered or harassed when I was in a tree line or behind some bushes or whatever. But I really like that dynamic of this mode, is the whole planes interacting with ground forces. I think it's really, really good. And the fact that I've seen a lot of air-to-air combat as well. Because in realistic battle and simulator battle 2 before, it was literally just people would take out bombers, just bomb the shit out of everybody, and then jump in a tank and win. Now, less so. Now it's, you have to control the skies. There's an element of strategy in the sense that you need to control both elements of the game to win. Obviously, planes can't cap, which which means you need the tanks. But the tanks are might struggle in certain situations where the planes can just swoop in and wreck everybody. A Yak 9 the Yak 9T with that cannon really can devastate tanks. It's very it's cool. It really is. It sucks when you're the German player, but you don't feel as bad because in simulator battle, the pilots have to really work hard to get you. I've been trying simulator battle planes, and I know for a fact that it's difficult. So you don't feel as bad. Realistic battle, I mean, it's more difficult than arcade, absolutely, but you do have the help of those names and things like that. That just makes your life so much easier, and you have the third-person view, and it's just, I don't really like the idea of planes in a realistic battle. Arcade, I like the fact that the planes are like kill streaks almost, and that's fine by me, because you should be rewarded and things like that for playing well. But I think simulators, this mode is really a good representation of how mixed battles should be. But what's kind of happening right now in the game? Your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea where the bulk of the enemy forces are. I have no idea what the deal is with our cap circle or that part of the map. Which, I mean, I've talked about before. I think communication needs to be easier. It seems like there should be some way where you can sort of ping allied locations, using a radio or something like that. And then make it impossible if your radio operator's been knocked out or something like that. But I'm asking my team, where they are. Because I'm right around the cap circle. And if the team reports that the enemy are near our cap circle, I'm just going to jump in the cap circle and try and hold my position. Because, I want to win. But what I don't want to do is sit in the cap circle if the enemy aren't that far away, or if they're on their way back, or whatever. But it's just... And there's a... Whoa, big turn. Now, my team have told me that there is an SU who's hanging out around the overlooking B. I thought he meant A, because I don't see anybody here. There's someone along the ridgeline. Get him. There we go. Very good hit. Very solid hit. Panther really is a really good tank. I found that it's actually tougher for me to knock out Panthers than it is to knock out Tigers, simply because the armor is so, sloped and weird. And it gets 2 spawns, which is really nice. I'll have to try the Tiger in this mode if I can sneak in and get the last, right before the mode goes away. And hopefully it comes back. But I know a lot of people want to see gameplay from this and want to see these battles. So, 2 days in a row, you get this content. Yay! But I'm just poking around here. I don't want to... I've started the decapping process, where now it's going to tick down to neutral. And I don't need to sit in the circle for that. I can leave while the ticker is ticking down. Which is something... I mean, I don't get the points for it, which is... yeah, not the best. But honestly, I'd much rather live. And this is my... second spawn, and there's an SU-152 who has made an appearance. Now, my team had been telling me that he was a problem, he was a thing, and he was near the edge of the city. So now I need to sort of defend myself against that. The mistake I make here probably would have been better to hang out in this tree line. Probably would have been much better, actually. But I move into an open field, and I got hit by a Yak-9T in the engine deck. There's the SU. Gonna have to start putting shells into him, because he, honestly, the plane I can do nothing about. I don't think I can shoot down a plane in this tank, and he's just making pass after pass on me. And there we go. We got the SU-152. Now I just need to try and make it hard for this guy. So my plan is to bust butt over into some trees or just get moving, make it harder for him. Hopefully, hopefully he has difficulty chasing me down, but I've already had to use my last fire extinguisher, and this plane is just circling overhead. And this is what I'm talking about. I can't really defend myself, but I don't feel bad, because I know how difficult it is for him to get after me, right? But, so, I got knocked out by the Yak-9, which is sad, but anyway, it's what happens. Let's move on to the end of game results, shall we? Even though we lost, it was a very, very fun game. I enjoyed playing it a lot. And I think that, it was pretty good. I thought I had a pretty good game, which, like I said, sad we didn't win, but, sometimes that happens. But anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this, Ven. I hope you're having good luck in your battles, and thanks for watching. I've been Corny Swiss, and I'll see you next time.